Now, why relationships? Some of you may say, oh, my husband is a non-devotee, why to spend time with him? So if I'm behaving bad with neighbors or meat eater or my colleagues, what is this, drunkards? If you start hating those people, people feel whatever you think about them and they will start thinking, what? I never want to go to devotees of Krishna. I never want to go to Krishna consciousness. So we need to understand that we are presenting Krishna. So that's why we dedicate time for relationships. We dedicate time to spend some time with our husbands, with our kids. Devotees should be very sensitive and give time for relationships. And why hobbies? Even non-devotees, they don't like their jobs and they want to retire early. They want to be their own bosses, stay at home and work from home. You may like your occupation, but you may not like the corporate world where so much competition is there. And if in a day you have only things which you have to do, then you will go crazy. So that's at least 1 hour a day. We need to have something which we love to do. Then that will give us some energy to do other things. Like it may be you love painting, or it may be you love taking photos. So there are so many hobbies that you may be loving. We need to spend a little bit time on those as well. Now, if we don't have time for these things, 10 things in a day, here are the things that might be wasting your time. Using social media in an unplanned way. Second is watching or reading anything and everything comes on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. And the third thing is gossiping more than required. Actually, gossiping is not required, but cultivate relationships, and if we are doing it too much, like spending whole days on it, and we start gossiping, and that may be the reason why we are not having enough time for other 10 things. And the fourth thing might be that we are not planning our lives. Where I am going. We are not planning our days. We are not planning our years. That might be the reason why we are not having enough time for other things. Now, I'm not saying not to use social media, but what I do is I first of all plan. Before touching my phone or laptop, I plan what I'm gonna do, how much time I'm gonna spend. So when I plan that, and I will think, do I need to post something or do I need to read particular person's post? Once I plan it, I open the Facebook or YouTube or Instagram and see that, like it, and then close it. Do we have to read all the WhatsApp messages, even in spiritual WhatsApp groups and TVs or Dina Malar, some newspapers? Do we need to do them? Do we need to watch all the news about what the things going on? Again, I plan what I need to know. I define what I need to know. Then I give some time, okay, 10 minutes or 15 minutes for doing this stuff. Then I will go online and check the things. So, and I don't read. I'm in so many WhatsApp groups, in so many Facebook groups, and there are hundreds of notifications. I put all of them muted. Though those are spiritual texts or messages of devotees, I don't have energy, I don't have time to read everything. And scientists say that in a day we have particular energy for reading. And if we spend that energy in reading WhatsApp messages and Facebook posts, then we won't have any energy to read books. Srimad Bhagavatam, who will read? No one. Now, how to be with gossiping? Again, planning is essential. Decide and define what you want and how much time you are gonna spend. Yes, sometimes relationships take a lot of time. That may be occasional cases. But generally, we need to be ready to plan. Okay, mom, I have this much time. I can talk with you. But yes, relationships, we need to take a little bit softer. But we need to be careful not to go in a like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours of chatting, simply chatting in the messages. And why to plan your days and life? It says that those things which get measured, they get improved. So if you don't have plans and if you don't have achievements, if you don't tick mark the achievements, measure, we won't improve and our life won't be improved. And when I'm talking about planning your life, planning your day and years, I mean really planning. So I have this kind of notebook and it's divided into many sections. I have places where I write your questions and prepare the answers. And I have a place where I have to-do list. So I divide this page into two. And I write the date and I put the numbers and start writing what I have to do. Like, and at the end, for example, for today, I wrote this and I put at the end, if time permits, I put some more numbers and add. For example, today, what I wrote, chant 16 rounds. Yes, I need to chant. And reach Srimad Bhagavatam. I didn't read yet, but I have to edit the video. So I have a particular video, I have to edit that and record particular video. I have a plan for which video to record. And cook breakfast, I already did and I tick marked it. And cook dinner and lunch. So I cooked that as well, so I tick marked. And after that, after I complete the works done, I put the tick mark, and if the things which I didn't do, I put the minus sign. So it's a reminder for me that next day I need to be really serious about the thing which I didn't accomplish in that day. I also write, if time permits, like I have to call someone. If time is there, I will call. And I have to find out something which my husband requested. It's not urgent, but it's required. And I have to do some other activity as well. So why I write these extra activities? So that if I complete everything earlier than before sleeping time, then I won't still waste time because I have still some more activities I can do. Because if we don't write these activities, if we don't plan our days, especially I'm a housewife at home, it's so easy to waste time. And my husband also, when he goes to his office, before sitting for his job, he sits and writes down what he has to do. And at the end of the month, it's his monthly report, what he has done, because he already wrote every day what he has done. To remain inspired to do all the 10 activities which I've said earlier, like chanting, reading, and doing your work, we need to have a carrot to catch, to run after. What I mean is, in order to have a carrot, you need to set goals. Like this is per day goal, what I need to do. And per week, I have particular goals. And per month, I have particular goals. And per year, I have particular goals. So that's a carrot. Like per week, this carrot, smaller carrot. Then for months, another bigger carrot. And after you catch that carrot, after you reach your goal, weekly goal, accomplish your goal, you reward yourself. How we do at our home is, for example, I wanted so much to buy a studio light because YouTube videos, they require good studio light. So my husband knew my desire and he told me, if you memorize 500 Sanskrit words, he will give me a studio light. So that's a very tasty carrot for me. So at this time I memorized 70 words and I have faith that I can memorize all those 500 words. And also I learned how to write in Sanskrit, all the Sanskrit letters. So I have some carrot to catch. And in the temple we have some nice Mataji who is good in doing service and engaging others in doing service. So she writes a mail to all of us and says, "Let's do Maha cleaning. Please come and do this. It's a long letter. We just read." And at the end, she writes, "And at the end, for lunch, I'll make a special pizza for you with real cheese." Then all of us, "Oh, yeah, we have to go to do service. It's our duty." So that's even in devotion life, we can use that rewarding tactics in order to keep ourselves inspired. As much as possible, try sticking to those 10 activities, reminding yourself those 3 goals for whole life. And sometimes you can take rest because sometimes I also go crazy with these to-do lists, because sometimes your mental state wants to relax. So 1-2 days I give myself rest and then continue again from wherever I left off. If your boss is telling you to work more than 8 hours for 10 hours, then tell him, "Please work yourself." Or in emergency cases like these days, doctors work many hours. You can do your service, but know your rights and learn how to say respectfully no as well. And if you are a working lady and you have to cook at home, if you do everything yourself, you will go crazy. So in US, usually couples share their duties, or some couples have servants, so that they can accomplish all those 10 things peacefully. So friends, this was the video about how to balance our lives, both material and spiritual. And very grateful to Kansara Shivangi Kansara Mataji for asking such a good question and making this video to take part. And my humble request is, please keep on staying at your homes, because this invisible virus is very serious, and together we will save the world. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.